What's going on, guys? Dawkbro back again. Hope you are fantastic today, and welcome to the last story in Step Closer, Fazbear Frights number 4. Guys, you will need your thinking caps on. You need to open your brain a little bit for this one, guys. It's very, very deep, pretty confusing. When I read it, it's confusing. I'll be honest. It's confusing. I've kind of made a theory on what the ending means and stuff like that, but it's, you know, it's one of those stories where you can have loads of different perceptions on what you guys think the story means. There is I'd say there's some game lore connections in this one. But yeah, it's the ending's very, very confusing. And obviously we have the Stitch Wraith part 4, which isn't confusing. That one's nice. I like that. I like the Stitch Wraith part 4, which is really, really cool as well. But this story is coming home. A girl named Susie and her sister called Samantha. And basically Chica, the animatronic, keeps going to their house in the middle of the night. And that's all I'm going to say for the non-spoiler. It gets very, very deep. I don't want to spoil it yet because something happens in the story where you're like, oh my god, really? I didn't know that. So I don't want to spoil it now. So you guys get the surprise while I'm talking about it. I'd give this about an 8 out of 10. I actually read it all in one sitting. Didn't get bored. Usually in some of the stories I read it and I'm like, okay, I'll read the rest tomorrow. But with this one, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I said I'm just going to read half now and half in the rest in the morning. But when I was reading through it, I was like, okay, I'm getting really tired now, but I want to carry on reading. So I finished it. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. Nice twist. But again, the reason why it's an 8 and not a 10 is because the ending and the plot's very confusing to do with Chica and Susie. So yeah, let's just get straight into this, guys. Leave a like. I'm forcing myself to record today because I don't want to disappoint you guys in delaying this. Yeah, so it's going to be a late upload, but you know, I'm going to try and get this done. It starts off with the characters Susie and Samantha. Okay, so Susie is actually the older sister and Samantha is the younger sister. And they're with their mum and dad, and they lived in an old house, a really, really old house with lots of history for hundreds of years, with a big oak tree outside. And this oak tree is super old as well, and it's called Oliver. Okay, so Susie calls the tree Oliver. And Susie's pretty weird. She's got like a connection with the tree, connection with plants and stuff. You remember the other stories with plants? She thinks that the tree has feelings and stuff. They're in the car, the van, and they're driving back home. And we get some really weird information about Susie. I know why now, but at this point you just don't really know what's going on. So with Susie, she thinks of voices as colours, and she, like, when somebody speaks, she sees the colour red as anger or the colour blue as sadness. And she's reading her mom. She's looking at her mom, and she can see that her mom is not happy, and the whole family is off. The whole family seems off. Something's happened, okay? So Samantha's sad and miserable. The mom's sad and miserable. We just get some background information about Oliver, the meaning of Oliver. So Susie always used to get upset that during the fall, Oliver's leaves would fall down and Susie would think that the tree was, you know, sick and upset. But the mom explains, you know, it's normal. You know, the tree will regrow its leaves back. But this time, this year, for some reason, when Susie's looking at the tree, Oliver seems dull and dry this fall, okay? So they've been living at the home for years. This year, the present year in this story, Oliver seems off. Everything seems off. The family's off this year. The mom is very, very strange as well. The mom, when she's in the van, she has these episodes where she's just in the van on the wheel and she just looks like that. Okay, let's go. So she pauses for a long time and just stares and looks scared and worried. And that does have a meaning later on. You'll understand later on. So both Sam and Samantha and the mom are just very off, and, you know, they pause a lot. It's explained later on. And Susie talks about her other senses as well. Like she was special. She's been told before that she was special, like The Shining, where she can sometimes have other senses. And one thing that's always said that Susie can sense and smell is a rotting smell. Okay? So when they're outside and stuff, when they're near the house, like she just smells a rotting smell, like rotting food. Quick thing about Susie, guys, is that Susie has light brown hair and brown eyes. People were connecting Susie in the game with the blonde girl with the blue eyes, but they are actually different from this story to the game. This is when things got weird. Okay, this is when things get weird. Okay, so Samantha's in the bedroom with Susie, and Samantha and Susie are both playing with the dolls. And one thing I kept noticing is that when Susie was trying to talk to Samantha, Samantha always ignored her and always like pulled a face, like bit a lip like that and pulled a face whenever Susie tried to talk to her. And they're both playing dolls in the room, and then for some reason Samantha stands up and kicks the dolls that Susie's playing with and runs out the room. And we don't know why. And then the mom comes into the room and asks what's wrong. And it's weird because the mom gets upset and cries over that. Gets really upset. And like something bad has happened. Like Susie looks at the mom, right? And looks at her mom and thinks, why is she upset for? Has something bad happened? What's going on? Something bad's about to happen today? And again, here's another thing as well. So Susie's looking at her mom still, and Susie says, the dad has left them at this point. The dad's not here anymore. And Susie doesn't know why. By the looks of things, Susie's like, oh, the dad has left before, but this seems to be something else. Why is my mom still crying? Yeah, it is explained later on. I'm just trying to make you guys think a little bit, okay? Susie's trying to talk to Samantha, but Samantha always ignores her, and Samantha gets angry every time Samantha talks. And then the mom comes in the room when Samantha runs out, okay? And no, like only Susie's in the room at this point, and the mom comes in, and she starts crying for no reason. And again, I want to talk about the garden. They go outside in the garden, Susie and Samantha, and Susie is always with Oliver. There's like a swing set on Oliver, and Susie loves Oliver and always spends her time with Oliver, okay? And when Susie's outside, she smells, you know, this house still has a bad smell. So yeah, that's basically it. But this is the point, guys, where it turns night time, and again, it's strange. So nighttime happens, and Susie has this bad feeling that something is wrong. And again, the world smells funny. She says, the world smells funny. Rotten food, it smells funny. Why does Susie, like, at this point, like, we all know that something bad's gonna happen. If Susie's getting all these feelings that something bad's gonna happen, something bad is going to happen. Samantha and Susie are both in bed. The mom's in bed. Thumping. Thumping is coming outside of the house. Someone was outside on the porch of the house, okay? And Susie and Samantha are both awake, but Susie like tries to talk to Samantha beforehand. Samantha just completely ignores Susie again. So weird. Susie goes downstairs, and the time is 11:50 p.m. when this thumping and tapping starts happening. Yeah, so Susie goes, "You heard it too," Susie whispered. But Samantha didn't reply. So weird, like Samantha just completely ignores Susie all the time. So Susie decides to go down herself. This thing, whatever it is going around the house from the front door to the back door, just orbiting the house, thumping constantly around the house. And Susie decides to go to the back door and open it to see what's out there. And before she can step out and have a look, Samantha arrives and slams the door and says, there's nothing out there, back to bed. There's nothing out there, back to bed. And Samantha goes back upstairs and Susie follows her back up. And then at the same time, it jumps back. There's like a little time scene. So the girls have gone down to look at the thumping, and then it switches back to the mom. Yeah, so here's what's interesting now, guys. So Patricia, the mom, is on the phone to Jeannie, and they talk about Samantha and how Samantha won't talk to me except to order me around. It will get better. It always does. I don't know if I'm doing this right, Patricia said. There is no right. That made everything harder somehow. I wish. She stopped and froze. What did she just hear? Did that come from outside or inside? You there? Jeannie asked. Patricia stayed silent, listening. Patricia? Patricia shook her head. She was imagining things. She blew out air. I'm here. So the mom heard something as well coming from outside. But this is how it all connects as well now, guys, okay? It goes back to Susie, okay? Just after. So Susie is walking upstairs and hears the thumping again. And at this point, guys, Susie is actually like outside the mom's room. So I think that's what Patricia heard. Somebody was lurking outside in the hallway, and it was Susie. But Patricia just goes back on the phone. That's it. The shape moved slowly, deliberately, lurching in sync with the sound of its step. Thud. Tap. Thud. Tap. As it moved, its head swiveled. Every few steps, Susie could see the reflection of the sharp eyes as they searched the interior of the house. Every time those eyes looked her way, Susie turned into stone, willing herself to disappear into the background. And at this point, guys, I wrote down that I thought like a man was outside, and this is like William Afton or something, or a killer, and Susie's going to get killed at this point. Even though she wanted to hide, Susie didn't go back to bed. She couldn't. She knew that. So she continued down the stairs, managing one step for every 6 footsteps she heard on the front porch. By the time she reached the first floor, the shape was passing the last of the tall windows on the left side of the house. Susie tiptoed ahead of it. She makes her way to the door to open it again. And when she's about to open the door, the footsteps paused. Susie listened. She heard nothing at all. She reached for the front doorknob and she opened the door. She opened the door in increments. 2 inches, 6 inches, a foot. She took a deep breath, stepped around the door, and looked up. She waited, like she always did, every night. Frightening, familiar, persistent. She didn't cringe or tremble or jump back, even though it would have been reasonable for her to do any or all those things. Instead, she said, "Is it time to go back already?" Chica held out her yellow hand. Her mouth didn't move. Susie knew Chica wouldn't answer because Chica did not talk to her. Susie turned away from the man-sized animatronic chick standing in front of her. She looked back up the stairs, longing, but longing didn't do any good. Susie looked back at the animatronic chick, ignoring the gaping metal mouth with all the teeth. Susie focused on Chica's bright yellow body and the big white bib sat hanging around Chica's neck, the one that said, "Let's eat." Then she looked at the cupcake Chica held. Susie thought the cupcake was scarier than Chica. It had eyes and 2 buck teeth, and one candle stood straight from the middle of it. Susie didn't know what the candle was for. 1 day, 1 year, 1 child. Letting Chica take her hand, Susie walked away from her house. Every step made her feel less like herself. By the time she passed Oliver's still falling leaves, she was lost. This is where, guys, I thought, okay, this is weird. Because at this point, guys, I thought this is where Susie got murdered. Chica lured her somewhere, I don't freaking know. When the mom goes downstairs, the door's still open. So all of that did happen. It was real. In the present moment, the door did open and something's happened to Susie. Okay? Patricia goes up to Samantha. Okay? Puts a hand on her shoulder and says, "I know you miss her. I miss her too." So yeah. Susie's died, guys. And Susie's a ghost. Okay? So if you've read the story, it's more of a twist when you read that part. I know you miss her, I miss her too. Because at that point, Susie is a ghost, okay? So all of the previous story where Susie has been trying to talk to the mom and the sister, she's a ghost, okay? So she was there in the room, in the van, trying to talk to the mom, trying to talk to the sister, but she was a ghost at that point. Okay, she's not there. Herself is there, the ghost, but the mom and the sister can't really communicate with her because she's a ghost. But they still know she's there, okay? Remember when I talked about the mom standing still, shocked, and the sister biting a lip, storming out of the room? It's because they can hear Susie and know that she's there sometimes. But obviously it would really affect you, you know, if Susie's died and is a ghost and you're at the home still and you hear Susie talking to you, it's scary, okay? So that's why they react that way, you know, and that's why Susie always gets ignored, is because she's dead. We get some more lore about Susie now, guys, and what happened with Susie. Before I go to that, because it's pretty cool, it's mentioned that there's a secret room in the house, okay? When the dad was still there, he talked about a secret room in the house. That is incredibly important later on, to do with something really, really cool, and the reason why Susie's still lurking around. But yeah, so there's a secret room in the house, and that's important. But it's been 1 year since Susie has been murdered. So Susie was murdered. It's been a year. So she was murdered around fall, and it's been another year now, and yeah, okay, so it seems like Susie's been a ghost for a whole year, by the looks of things, still around the house and stuff. It seems like this has been going on for a while, okay, and every night, it seems like Chica comes to collect Susie, the ghost of Susie, and they both walk off somewhere. And again, that is kind of explained later on. But yeah, Chica is collecting Susie and they walk off in the distance. Okay? It's really, really wacky, I know. But yeah, it's been a year since Susie's murder. Okay? And where do you think she was murdered? Where do you think she was murdered, guys? Yeah, she was murdered at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, okay? It's not said. It's never said Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Let me go to it. So, Jeannie and Patricia are talking about this, guys, in person. And she basically says, Susie was an empathetic child with a vivid imagination. And the mom says, which is why she was so easily lured. Okay? Not all the murdered children were like Susie. You don't know that it would have been different if she had been a different kind of child. You can't keep trying to blame yourself. The mum says, I hated that place. It always seemed creepy to me, but Susie loved it. So the place, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. So the mom is feeling a lot of grief still, blaming herself for it, what's happened. And Jeannie says, your daughter was murdered by a serial killer. She was lured to her death in a place where she should have been safe. There, we've dug it up again. Feel better? So, you know, the mom is grieving badly. It's pretty obvious, guys, that it was at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and Susie wasn't the only victim. Okay? So, you can see where this is linking, guys. You know, it's not just one murder. It's multiple murders. 5 dead kids or whatever, you know. William Afton. There you go. Susie was one of the victims in the book lore, as well as the game lore as well. You remember the gravestones? One of the names is Susie. We connected that before anyway, but it's nice to show that, you know, Susie in the book lore is a victim as well. From William Afton's, you know, he killed multiple kids, looks like at the same time, around the same time. Now we know, guys, that Susie's a ghost. Okay, we know. So in the daytime, she lurks around the house, she lurks around with the family, always attached with the family. You know, the house, or even in the van, she's attached to the family. Again, that's explained later on with spirits and stuff. So yeah, I'm reading through this story at this point, and you know, Susie's talking to Samantha, but Samantha shows body. Although Samantha ignores Susie, she shows body language that she hears something. Okay, and gets scared. So you know, Samantha and the mom can both, you know, hear noises and can like kind of communicate with Susie, but not a lot. But yeah, it just proves that, you know, Susie is definitely a ghost. I mean, it's obvious, but you know. Also, I want to say that the thumping, everybody can hear it, okay? Samantha, the mom, Susie, they can all hear the thumping coming outside, because the next night, Samantha sits up and she hears the thumping again, okay? Jumped out of bed, goes down the hall, and she hears the thudding and the tapping, and she shuts the door and goes back upstairs. It always happens at the same time every night. Samantha hears thumping and the door opens. Samantha goes downstairs, closes it, and then runs back upstairs. So this happens every night. And now that we know Susie's a ghost, Susie is the one opening that door, guys. Okay? You remember the first night when the door opened and Samantha came down and shut it and said nobody's there? She was talking to herself. She wasn't talking to Susie. But the writing in this is really good, where it makes you think at first that she's talking to Susie. No, she was talking to herself because she thinks she's imagining everything and she's going insane. Because she goes to therapy about this, guys, you know. They both think they're going crazy with the grief of Susie. But the thumping's there. She goes downstairs, shuts it every night, goes back upstairs. That is actually Susie going downstairs and opening it to see Chica, for them to go wherever. I don't know where they go. It's never said where they go, so can't really confirm anything. Okay, now this is where it's very, very important. So Samantha is with the therapist now, okay? And Samantha and Susie had a fight before Susie was murdered about a doll called Gretchen, okay? One doll that the mom gave both of them to look after, okay? And Gretchen caused a lot of arguments. So, Susie hides Gretchen somewhere, okay, to keep her to herself, because Samantha, you know, the two opposites. Samantha's very, you know, educated and wants to research, but Susie just wants to play with Gretchen. So they're two opposites, and Susie runs away and hides Gretchen somewhere. I think you know where. I knew straight away, but obviously Samantha doesn't know. Susie hides the doll, and that was the day before she was murdered. But Samantha thinks whatever took her would help her hide the doll. So by the looks of things, William Afton, or the murderer in the stories, lured Susie by saying, I'll help you with Gretchen or something, you know, kind of like with the dog, the video game Susie, if it is Susie, you know, William Afton saying, I will fix your dog, I will put him back together, or whatever he said. And then Susie was lured into the back room and got murdered. Seems like William Afton does the same tactics in the book lore, where William Afton somehow knows about Gretchen, and he lures her saying, like, I know where we can hide the doll. We'll hide it in this back room or something. Do you know what I mean? Unfortunately, guys, Susie doesn't remember where Gretchen was hidden. She doesn't know where. She's forgotten. I don't know if you're a ghost, you lose your memories and stuff. It looks like you do. You lose some core memories. With some other ghosts in the story, the Stitch Rave part I'll talk about later, with memories and stuff. They're scattered when you're a ghost by the looks of things. So that's why Susie can't remember. And Susie's in the van again at the car. Samantha comes out of therapy, goes into the car, and Susie's there with the mom. And Susie is still getting ignored. So Susie decides to on Samantha's ear, and Samantha suddenly stops talking to her mom. So having a conversation with her mom, ignoring Susie, Susie blows into her ear and she stops talking. She trembles. Susie can communicate with Samantha, like that blow, and Samantha can feel that. So Susie's getting frustrated now. A key thing in this as well is Oliver, the tree, is losing its last leaves. It's almost the end of fall. And Oliver, the tree, is on his last leaves. Only a few more leaves before it's done. And Susie is still trying to talk to Samantha. Like, hello, I'm here. But Samantha doesn't really understand. And Samantha turns white, pale, scared. So, Susie, and this is really, really cool, decides to try and contact Samantha, not by all this, you know, talking and trying to communicate, because it's not working. She tries to draw a picture, okay, and it works. Okay, it works. So, you know, with the video game lore, we see drawings all the time, so I don't know. But Susie draws a picture in the room on the desk, and to try and communicate with Samantha, and it works, okay? And this is the drawing. The drawing has 3 parts, the first one, okay? So, it's 2 girls, 1 Samantha, 1 Susie. Susie's the one with the messy hair. And Susie is holding something, okay? It looks like a mirror, Samantha thinks at first. And floating in the air is a baby, okay, a little baby, and something is blocking the way between them both. Chica, okay, and obviously Samantha doesn't really know much about this. You know, it's really, really confusing. I've got Wackery's drawings to explain it a lot better while I'm talking, but yeah, the first drawing's that, okay. The second drawing is them at the house, okay? Samantha's not here anymore. Susie and Chica outside the house with the moonlight, and they're both outside. And then the next one is them walking even further away from the house. So when I saw that, I kind of understood the second part. Chica is taking Susie away from the house, okay? Further and further away from the house, you know, leading her away. And again, Samantha doesn't understand what's going on. Samantha doesn't get it, okay? So when Samantha goes to get ready for bed, Susie decides to draw again, okay? And she comes back in the room and she sees the drawing on the floor and the desk. And Samantha basically starts laughing hysterically because thinks she's going insane. So the drawing at night time again is with the moon. Is with Susie and Chica again, leaving the house. But each time, okay, the moon is getting bigger and bigger each step, which counts as different nights. Okay, different nights are happening. So every night Susie is leaving the house with Chica and the moon is getting bigger and bigger. So the mom tells Samantha about a happy ghost. Like a kiddie story about a happy ghost. In a tall old house on top of a tall old mountain, the tall old ghost floated through the main hall. The tall old ghost in the tall old house wasn't a pretty ghost, but he was a happy ghost. A very, very happy ghost. Susie's mom returned to the familiar story about the ghost who was happy because he got to spend forever with his family, until he found out he wouldn't spend forever with them since they were moving house. That part always made Susie as sad as it made the ghost in the story. She couldn't imagine moving out of this house. Who would take care of Oliver? Susie's mom read quickly until she got to the part where the ghost found out that if he went away from the house to a special place of sparkly light where the truly happy ghosts hung out, the ghost could never ever be separated from his family, no matter where they went. She slowed down over that part and she cleared her throat a lot. Susie thought it would be very nice to be in a place where you'd never be separated from your family. She loved being with her mom and Samantha. Samantha could be a pain, but she was Susie's sister. That's very, very key to me, guys. It's so minor in the whole story, but with these Fazbear Frights stories, there's always like a little part, and you're like, oh god, that connects with everything. So it's talking about a happy ghost, and there's a special place that the happy ghosts can go to, where they'll be with their family forever. I'm pretty sure they're talking about heaven there, you know, something like that. And it's bedtime, guys, so who do you think arrives again? Chica, of course. The reason why, guys, Susie is getting frustrated with Samantha, by the way, is because Susie wants Samantha to find Gretchen, okay, the doll that she doesn't remember where she put. So with the drawings, you know, Susie's trying to help Samantha figure it out. Can I just say, guys, Susie doesn't know that she's dead, okay? She doesn't know that she's dead. You knew that anyway, but you know, getting frustrated that she's being ignored. It's really sad. Susie doesn't know that she's dead and she's a ghost. So, the thudding happens again on the night, okay? And she goes back downstairs, and this is where things are weird, okay? So, Susie pushed back the covers and got out of bed as if something was pulling her from its safety. It was like one of those tractor beams she had seen in the space movies her dad liked to watch. She had no control. She wanted to stay in the nice warm bed, but instead she walked out of the room and down the stairs. At the bottom of the stairs, she listened to the footsteps and she watched the large shadow pass the dining room window. Once it passed, she trotted into the kitchen and opened the back door. She waited. Sometimes Samantha would come and slam the back door and they'd go back to bed, but not tonight. Okay? So, this happens all the time, guys, where Susie goes down and sometimes where Samantha hears the thudding, so she goes downstairs and shuts the door and goes back to bed. Sometimes it doesn't happen. This night it doesn't happen because Samantha's still asleep and probably didn't hear the thudding, okay? Tonight, Susie could only stand there, listening to the footsteps come closer and closer. At the last minute, just before the steps came around the corner, she closed the kitchen door. She tried to go back upstairs, but she couldn't. Instead, her feet took her to the entryway. Even though Susie wants to go back to bed, she can't. Something's pulling her towards Chica for them to go and walk wherever they go. And yeah, so Susie's just at the door again waiting. Chica stood tall and stiff outside the front door. The porch light played with Chica's yellow body, making it look like the animatronic was breathing. Susie looked up at Chica's pinkish purplish eyes. Did Chica's big black eyebrows just move? Susie looked down quickly. Chica's orange feet were planted on the welcome mat, 1 foot over the W and 1 foot over the M. She held out her hand and let Chica enclose her stiff, cold fingers over her own. Chica turned and walked towards the steps leading down to the leaf-covered front lawn. Susie had no choice but to go along. Now the small taps of her own footsteps joined with Chica's, and leaves crunched under their feet as they left Susie's house behind them. So yeah, this happens every night, guys. Every night Chica comes at 12 a.m, just before 12 a.m, picks up Susie, waits outside for Susie to open the door, holds Chica's hand, and they both go. Every night. Okay, guys, I can give you some more information on the drawings now. I didn't want to spoil it, but yeah, if you've got it, well done. So, this is where Samantha starts to understand the drawings, okay? So, it wasn't a mirror that Susie was holding. It was a magnifying glass, okay? So, and Samantha links the magnifying glass with her dad that was used in his office. Very important, the dad's office. And the floating baby was not a floating baby, it was Gretchen. Okay, it was Gretchen. The moon meant different nights because it was getting bigger from a crescent to a, you know, semi-moon, whatever, to a full moon. Those count as different nights. What Samantha realises is that Susie only has 2 more nights left to stay here. Okay, 2 more nights. 2 more nights to find Gretchen. Okay? 2 more nights to find Gretchen. And, you know, with the drawing as well, who's blocking Gretchen? Okay, so Susie's got the magnifying glass, and in between Gretchen and Susie is Chica with her arms up like this. So it seems like Chica is trying to stop them from finding Gretchen, which is really weird. It's never explained, but I'll try and talk about it a bit. So Sam tries to look around for the doll everywhere around the house. In the mom's room, downstairs, in the kitchen. She cannot find Gretchen everywhere. And interestingly, Susie's there, and Sam can still talk to Susie. So Sam can hear voices like, did you look here, blah, blah, blah. And Sam talks back. So that there is some kind of communication, even if it's small. Like Samantha can hear Susie talk sometimes by the looks of things. So yeah, really, really cool. So unfortunately on the first day, Samantha doesn't find Gretchen. Midnight. Susie hears thumping. Felt like she's pulled from the bed again. Goes downstairs and Chica's there. Okay. Oh, this gets really deep now, guys. It gets really, really deep. So, normally, they would just walk off, right? Susie expected Chica to take her hand as usual. Instead, Chica lifted a hand and pushed Susie aside. Then Chica walked into the house. Oh, so now, guys, Chica's going into the house. Why? Why is this happening? Okay. Oh. And at the same time, guys, Samantha wakes up from a nightmare. Okay. As soon as Chica walks into the house, Samantha wakes up from a nightmare and she has a dream. She has a dream about Chica. Okay, how weird's that? Her dream, guys, was that she was in the dad's office. okay? She was in the dad's office in a dream, and she looks at a shelf, and she's trying to, in the dream, to open the shelf in the dad's office, okay? The bookshelf. That's the secret room. She realises. She goes, yeah. Oh my God, that must be where the secret room is. That's where... Samantha froze when she heard sounds. Thud. Tap. Thud. Tap. Samantha started to shake. Those were the sounds. They were the same sounds Samantha had heard so many times over the last few months. The sounds she had tried to convince herself she had imagined. She had not imagined them. Those were the sounds, except they weren't exactly the same. They were closer. Much closer. Okay? Switches back to Chica, guys. And Chica's going up the stairs now, and Susie's saying, no! Stop it, Chica, what are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Because at this point, guys, Susie knows that Chica's going for Samantha. So yeah, there's a chase scene, guys. Really, really cool. Chica's coming up to the stairs after Samantha. Why? We don't know yet, but it's, you know, we'll find out in a second. So the big chase scene, guys. Chica comes up into the room, and Samantha hides under the bed. It's a really, really cool scene. And Chica looks down and sees Samantha. She gets up and then climbs out of the window and gets away. Okay? So it's weird, okay? Number one, Samantha can see Chica. Samantha can see Chica, but Samantha can't see Susie. Okay, so does this mean that Chica is real in the present moment? She is there as an animatronic, always walking outside of the house. We'll see at the ending, okay? So yeah, luckily, just in time, Samantha manages to climb out of the window and go down now outside of the house. Because what do you think Samantha's going to do now? She's going to go into the dad's office to see if the secret room is in there, because that's where Gretchen is, okay? Susie hid Gretchen inside of the secret room. And Samantha realises Samantha's mind had finally forced her to see what she hadn't wanted to see. The chick in the house was Chica. In her drawing, Susie had been trying to say that Chica did not want Susie to have Gretchen. Why? Samantha didn't know, but she knew she was right. Chica was coming after her because she was looking for Gretchen. I have a theory later on, but from this point, guys, I did not know why Chica didn't want Susie to get Gretchen. And it's never really, it's not explained, just you guys just have to have your thinking caps on. So yeah, she distracts Chica to go into the kitchen. Ironically, the kitchen, and she runs into the dad's office to find the secret room. And yes, the secret room is there, and inside the secret room is like a bunch of junk and toys and stuff. But yes, Gretchen was there in the secret room. Now, this is an iconic scene, guys, which is really, really nice. Very, very sad, but also very, very, very confusing. So Samantha has got Gretchen now, and she runs out of the office, and Chica sees her, and she gets chased, okay? Through the front door. Yeah, so Samantha thought that Susie was going to be at the tree, okay? So Samantha decides to go to the tree. Oliver, the tree, has one leaf left. One leaf left. When Samantha runs to the tree, Chica is at the porch now with Susie, okay? And Chica paused. Chica doesn't go after Samantha at this point. Chica stops, held out a hand. Susie's hand raised and reached for Chica's, even though that was the last thing she wanted to do. She felt the animatronic's metal touch her fingertips. "But I'm not ready," Susie told Chica. Chica looked down, and her teeth gleamed in the moonlight. Susie shied back. Chica's fingers gripped Susie's tightly, and Susie couldn't pull them away. When Chica turned, Susie felt herself being dragged from her home. She knew she had to stop resisting. She had to go along. So she stopped struggling, and she became calmly walking next to Chica. Samantha watched Chica take her sister's hand, and she watched her sister and Chica across the porch, come down the steps, and walk towards Oliver. Samantha tensed. What should she do? What could she do? Before she could decide, Chica and Susie disappeared. Not thinking, Samantha screamed, "Wait!" Susie heard her sister scream. Chica didn't pause, but Susie did. However much Chica was willing her to keep walking, something equally strong was willing her to go back. Caught in the middle, Susie, once again, couldn't move. "Susie!" Samantha wailed her sister's name. "I have to go back," Susie said. "I have to." She waited, holding her breath. Then she felt something shift in the air around her. Chica let go of her hand. Samantha stepped out from beyond Oliver and stood next to him, Gretchen dangling from her right hand. Tears filled her eyes. She was too late. No. What was that? The leaves near Oliver's trunk swirled up from the ground and then out away from Oliver. The night was breezy, but the wind wasn't going in circles. It also was blowing towards Oliver, not away from him. Samantha looked up at his sole surviving leaf again. And that's when Susie suddenly appeared in front of Oliver. She looked the same way she had looked the day she was abducted. She even wore the same clothes, her magenta and pink striped sweater and the jeans Jeannie had studied with rhinestones. Samantha stared at her sister, then she held out Gretchen. Susie opened her mouth like she wanted to say something, but then she just took the pudgy doll and clutched it in her chest. "I've missed you so much," Samantha said. Susie nodded. She reached out, and Samantha didn't even hesitate. She stepped into the offered hug. Susie felt as solid as she had when she was alive, maybe even more so. Samantha was never a hugger. She usually only half-hugged Susie when Susie insisted on a hug. Now she hugged Susie with all of her strength. "I love you," she whispered. She felt a wave of emotion flow over her, like the one she had felt in the car. But this one wasn't dark and oily. This one was light, and it was warm and fizzy. Samantha was pretty sure this was a wave of love. Susie let go, and Samantha brushed at the tears that ran down her cheeks. Susie smiled and then turned to Chica. Samantha watched Chica take her sister's hand. Then she watched Chica lead Susie and Gretchen away. They disappeared just as Oliver dropped his last leaf. "Goodbye," Samantha whispered. Samantha felt the letting go, and she felt the promise of something new. Susie was leaving, yes, but this wasn't an end. Samantha knew it was a beginning. Just like the happy ghost in the story, Susie was going where she could be with her family forever. That's the end, guys. What do you guys think? Confused? Or sad? Emotional? What do you guys think about it? I like that ending. It was a happy ending. It was sad, I know. But the two things I am confused about is, why did Chica not want Susie to have Gretchen? Okay. And who is Chica? I thought Chica was a real animatronic at first, but the ending, she disappears. So Chica was a ghost as well. Chica was something. She wasn't there, a real entity, you know, not a real animatronic. She disappeared with Susie when the last leaf fell. Every night for the past year, Chica comes to the house as a ghost by the looks of things. It can't be real. Takes Susie and they go somewhere. And I don't know where that is at first. The ending is heaven. Okay, it has to be heaven. They go to the happy place. The happy ghost goes to heaven to be with the family forever. That is when Susie's spirit is free. Okay? The only reason why Susie was lurking around is because of Gretchen. Okay? Susie was a lost spirit because she had, you know, unfinished business. And that was the doll. Okay? She wanted to know where the doll was. She wanted to have the doll and then, you know, go to heaven. You know, that's usually how ghosts work, guys. A ghost is when the spirit has unfinished business. And we've had that before, you know, with the party, you know, the FNAF 3 good ending when we give Golden Freddy his birthday party and then some spirits are set free or whatever. So we thought. But do you know what I mean? With Susie, it was Gretchen. Okay, Susie got Gretchen. The last leaf fell and Susie and Chica went to heaven. Okay? I don't know what would have happened if Susie didn't have Gretchen, because the plan was anyway for Chica to take Susie off into the distance anyway. It would have happened anyway. So I think the last leaf to me, you know, it's said in the story that was Susie's last night. We don't know what would have happened if Susie didn't have Gretchen. Would she come back next year or something? Would she come back tomorrow? It doesn't look like it. It was Susie's last night. Like a whole year. It was like a whole year she was being a ghost and that was the last night she was a spirit. I don't know. It's never explained. What do you guys think? It's confusing, right? It's kind of like the good and bad ending in FNAF 3. Like, whether the spirits get set free or not, Fazbear's Fright burnt to the ground and the spirits, you know, didn't have a home anymore in the animatronics. So maybe Susie would have just came back as like an angry ghost or something. A lost spirit. Maybe, you know, maybe not heaven, maybe in that zone in the FNAF universe, like the flip side or whatever, where spirits are just there forever, lost. Because they didn't finish their deeds and, you know, that they didn't finish it in time by the looks of things. So maybe Susie and Chica would have went to there, not heaven, because they weren't at peace. They would have just been restless for eternity. I don't know. But, you know, they did get Gretchen. And at that point, Susie and Chica went to heaven. Okay, that was definitely heaven. Okay, when the last leaf fell, you know, it's a happy ending. Okay, we don't know what would have happened if Gretchen wasn't found, unfortunately. But this is what the weird thing is, though, isn't it? Why would Chica not want that to happen? Soul splitting. I think that Chica is Susie. Okay, now let me try and explain it. We know that Chica's a ghost as well. Okay, Chica's a ghost. And I feel like Susie's soul is split between happy Susie and angry Susie. And angry Susie is represented as Chica. Happy spirit Susie is represented as Susie. Okay, the Susie in the house, the happy ghost. Okay. And the reason why I think Chica's Susie is because it explains why Chica does not want to get, doesn't want Samantha to get Gretchen. Okay? Because they argue about it. When Susie was alive, Samantha and Susie always argued on who gets Gretchen. Okay? Always. So to me, that kind of explains why Chica wouldn't want Samantha to get it. Because the angry spirit of Susie, just filled with anger and whatever, not the happy emotions, just thinks Samantha's going to take the doll and keep it for herself. That's my only explanation. That's all I can suggest, is that Susie's soul was split into two when Susie was stuffed into Chica. Okay? So when Susie was murdered by William Afton and placed into Chica's animatronic, Susie's agony, the bad emotions of her spirit, seeped into Chica, remnant, okay? And Susie's good, happy spirit lingered at the house and the family. The happy spirit, Susie's, main spirit, happy spirit. But the murder of Susie also created the agony spirit that's inside Chica. They're still both the same, okay? They're not different entities. They're the same soul. And that's why they both have to go. That's why Susie is so connected with Chica. Susie's always dragged to go and see Chica at 12 a.m. to go wherever they go. That's what I think. They're definitely connected. They have to be connected because Susie is always pulled to go to Chica. Always. She can't stop it. Two souls are coming together again. That's all I can think of, guys. Where do they go every night for the past year? I don't know. Back to the flip side or wherever they go, because they don't go to heaven every night. There's no way that can work. It doesn't work. They disappear. Maybe they just disappear, and Susie wakes up as a spirit again in the car or at the house each day. We don't know. And it's very confusing, right? But that's the only suggestion I have, is that Chica and Susie are the same. They're the same. Susie doesn't know this, obviously. They have to be connected. And yeah, I really do think it's something like that. It's kind of like Golden Freddy. I know I don't really want to say that, but yeah, Golden Freddy is a ghost. Because whatever happened, I don't know. I don't want to go too into it, but let's say the bite victim's Golden Freddy. The bite victim's soul is a Golden Freddy ghost, okay? Although Golden Freddy is not physically there anymore, the spirit has represented himself as Golden Freddy forever. That can kind of work with Chica. So Chica there at that house is an animatronic, yes, but it's a ghost. It's not a real thing, okay? It's a ghost. And to me, that's just like Chica's a representation of Susie's soul still trapped inside Chica as like a ghost still. So yeah, the Chica animatronic probably still exists at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, but there's still... Does that make sense? I know it's really complicated, but there's still the ghost, and the Susie's agony has created a Chica ghost. They're still the same. Chica and Susie are still the same ghosts, and they're both connected, and they go to heaven. I know that's complicated, and I can't really explain it any better than that. MatPat will probably do better, but I'm just trying to make you guys think about it. I know it's complicated. I know. That's what I think happened. So Susie got murdered, stuffed into Chica, and her soul got split. That's it. That's literally all I can think of. Another suggestion is that Chica's another victim. That's my only other suggestion, is that Chica is a different child that's got murdered, and her spirit has turned into Chica, as a ghost Chica, and the ghost Chica is trying to bring Susie back to somewhere, I don't know, heaven or whatever, trying to do something. Another idea is that Chica keeps doing it every night to try and get them both into heaven, but they just keep coming back. So every night Chica's going, come on, let's go. We're going to heaven now. Tonight's the night. Let's go to heaven. And it never happens because of Gretchen. As soon as they get Gretchen, they go to heaven. I do think, like, the last leaf is a representation of, like, that's it then. If you don't do it now, that's it. You're just going to be stuck here for eternity or whatever as a haunting ghost. But if they did this a few months ago, like Samantha got Gretchen then, I still think they would have went to heaven at that point when Gretchen was found and given back to Susie. I just think it's more intense having it be the last night and stuff, and it. I think Scott did that to show that if they didn't do it at that time, Susie would have been stuck here for eternity or something like that. It's really complicated, I know, but everybody said to me it's confusing. I've tried my best here, literally, to try and explain it a tiny bit, but it's very, very confusing, and it's not explained either. Probably will be explained in future stories about how that works with the souls and stuff, but yeah, I do think that it's Susie and Chica are both the same entity, and the reason why Chica doesn't want Samantha to get Gretchen is because of that, you know, the bad emotions, jealousy, anger, blah, 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 and Susie's the happy ghost, okay? So it's both divided, both split. The soul has been split. Agony, anger, blah, blah, blah. Represented as Chica, and happy Susie ghost, happy. It's also said throughout all this story that Susie never wants to argue. The happy ghost never wants to argue with Samantha or anything. So is it because Susie doesn't have any angry emotions because the souls have been split? It's like yin and yang. Angry Susie and happy Susie, you know, they've been split because of what's happened. You know, she got murdered. Who knows, guys? It's never explained, but that's the best explanation I can say. And with the game lore, it works with Golden Freddy. So Golden Freddy's a ghost in FNAF 1. We know that in FNAF 2. The spirit is formed as Golden Freddy. You know, you don't see a dead kid or a kid's soul in the FNAF 1 location. It's Golden Freddy, a ghost animatronic. Okay, think about that. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought. I know it's complicated. I've been talking for ages and it's 10 PM. This is going to be a really late upload. Let's talk about Stitch Wraith, okay? So yeah, Stitch Wraith is a very, very deep story. Part 4 is really, really good. We're introduced with Jake. And Jake is a spirit, okay? And he doesn't know how long he's been here, okay? And he's inside something that isn't alive. Okay, it's explained straight away after this. And remember when I talked about memories being hazy? Jake's memories are all over the place because he's dead and he's a spirit. His memories are jagged, they're just all over the place. That can fit in with Susie, why she can't remember where she put Gretchen. It's because her memory's gone all over the place. So, he's inside a metal thing. He's inside something metal. Okay? And he feels like something else is inside this metal with him. Okay? And there's another spirit inside called Andrew. And interestingly, Jake can see. So Jake can look around and they're inside the back of a truck. Okay, they're inside the back of a truck. Jake can see, and the other spirit is called Andrew, and he can't see anything. Okay, so Jake can see, Andrew can't. They don't know how they got there. Okay? They don't know how they got there. And the truck opens, and there's a man collecting stuff from the truck. Okay, so it's a truck full of crap, and they're inside the truck as well, inside a metal thing, which is explained very, very soon. And they both have a conversation with each other, just asking what's happened, what's going on. And Andrew is angry. Andrew is always angry. Okay? And Jake isn't. And And the reason why Andrew is angry is because somebody hurt him. Okay? And Andrew attaches himself to the person who caused him harm. Now, what do you think that is, guys? So, somebody caused harm to Andrew, and Andrew's dead. So, somebody murdered Andrew, and Andrew's angry spirit attached himself to that person. Okay, is it William Afton? It doesn't have to be, but the main person who we think here is William Afton, the murderer. So the murderer killed Andrew, and Andrew's spirit was so angry that he attached himself to that person. Okay, the murderer. But it could just be like the bite of 83 or anything like that. It doesn't have to be a murder. It could have been an accident. Literally anything, okay? So we don't know yet. It's never said who this man is just yet. It will probably be explained in the other stories, though. Jake, some backstory on Jake is that Jake didn't get murdered, but apparently Jake was sick. So it seems like Jake got killed by illness. That's it. We don't know anything else. But Andrew is very, very angry. And let me read this to you guys, what Andrew says about this man. Andrew said, "But I do remember wanting to get back at someone who hurt me. I think I attached myself to him. I got into his soul, made sure he couldn't move on when he should have died. I remember I wanted him to suffer the way he made me suffer, but I don't remember what he did. I just know I hung on, no matter what they did to him, to try and save him. I wanted him to hurt." Andrew attached his spirit to this man's soul, and he can't die. Where have we heard that before? In all of the stories. Well, Michael Afton for one. Michael Afton can't die. William Afton can't die either in the game lore. Just those two people. Those two. Okay, so this angry spirit. Angry spirit, where have we heard that before? Golden Freddy or whatever? This angry spirit is attached to him. And no matter how they try and save him, because this man must be in serious pain, and the hospital are trying to revive him and stuff, Andrew is clinging on to him, okay, to make him suffer. Okay, he's not letting him die and just go through pain and pain and pain. Yeah, we've heard that before, guys. I mean, the biggest one is William Afton. William Afton dies inside Springtrap, but he comes back to life. So, is that because of Remnant, or was it because of an angry spirit for revenge to keep him in pain forever? Or is it Michael Afton with the bite of 83? Is the crying child keeping Michael Afton alive? One of those two, guys. Have your thinking caps on for that. I mean, they're not connected, guys, but I feel like Scott said that because in the game lore, I think as well now that maybe something was keeping William Afton alive as well. I don't know. You guys have to think about that one. Was it Remnant or was it an angry spirit? With Ultimate Custom Night, with Golden Freddy, it seems, a bit clear to me that Golden Freddy did do something with either William Afton or Michael Afton to torture them, okay, with Ultimate Custom Night. So yeah, we learned some backstory, guys, about Andrew. So Andrew, the angry spirit, like I said, attached himself to this person, okay? And this person, I'm pretty sure, is William. It's got to be William or someone who worked at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, something like that. It could just be an employee. It could be anybody, but yeah, he works at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza or something like that. Because we know this because Andrew explains that he was in a big place with lots of cool stuff. Okay? Lots of cool stuff around this place. And one of the things that was in this place was Fetch. Okay, remember the dog animatronic? Fetch was there. And Andrew's anger and spirit attached himself to Fetch. So Andrew's spirit went inside Fetch, and now Andrew is here. Now, what happened with Fetch before this? Before the truck? Dr. Phineas. Dr. Phineas placed Fetch's soul, the heart, onto that endoskeleton. And who is that endoskeleton, guys? Stitch Wraith. Jake and Andrew are the Stitch Wraith. Okay? Jake is the eyes, so Jake can see around, and Andrew's in the heart, the core. Okay? And Andrew's anger, previously, before he went into Fetch, Andrew, while attached to the man, made everything chaotic. Infected animatronics. Infected items. Okay, you seeing this now? Yes. So yeah, this man, the possessed man, basically infected all of the animatronics from probably all of the other Fazbear Fright stories, most of them anyway. So Ella, the doll, the plush trap chaser, okay, Fetch, you know, all these angry animatronics, probably the pit as well, the ball pit with Spring Bonnie with the black streaks on his eyes. Again, I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, all of these cursed objects, most of them were because of Andrew, the angry spirit. Okay, and we don't know how long that was going on for. It's never said. That could have been going on for years. We don't know. So the man who had Andrew's angry soul in him could have been infecting items for years. Okay, and while they're all talking about this, guys, okay, the delivery man, goes inside, looks at the endoskeleton. It is an endoskeleton. It's Stitch Wraith. Endoskeleton. And he gets killed. How does the man get killed? Okay. So, Jake, because Jake controls the endoskeleton, guys, and Andrew's just in there. Jake goes to reach out to the man. Okay. And he gets electrocuted. And his body shrivels up. The black streaks on his eyes. The same thing happened with Dr. Phineas. Okay? And it's because of Andrew. Andrew's anger killed that man. Andrew's anger killed Dr. Phineas. But this is the interesting part. Andrew says that he doesn't mean it. He doesn't mean it. He doesn't mean to do it. And he just thought it would be funny to give him a quick shock. So they both think that something else is inside the Stitch Wraith, not just them two. There's something else is lurking in there. And maybe another spirit. We don't know yet. But it seems like there is. But we don't know. And this is what Jake says. I'll end it here. The thing is, Jake said, that if you did do it somehow, whatever is causing you to do it could be in everything you got into. I infected them. I remember now. What? I infected everything I threw my anger at. Okay, so everything you infected could hurt people, innocent people. Hey, I'm not like that. I just wanted to hurt the bad guy. But you said you infected stuff with your anger. You didn't think that would hurt them? Shut up. Fine, I'll shut up. But we're going to go and find all the stuff you infected. How are you going to do that? You won't help me. Why should I? Jake thought for a second, then tried something. He wasn't sure he could do it. But yes, he could. He could feel Andrew's thoughts. He'd be able to find the stuff Andrew infected, even without Andrew's help. There you go. Stitch Wraith is good. Stitch Wraith, you know, all the past stories where we've heard about Stitch Wraith going out and putting the cloak on his head to stay hidden and collecting animatronic parts, he's doing that to try and fix what Andrew caused. Okay? So Stitch Wraith is a good guy. Ta-da! There you go. Plot twist. Plot twist. Obviously, by the looks of things, Stitch Wraith doesn't mean to kill people. Okay? It's Andrew and possibly something else inside the endoskeleton that's causing them to kill people. Okay? But yeah, Stitch Wraith is going around collecting Plush Trap Chaser. That's one of the iconic scenes at the train station. Because Jake, the one controlling Stitch Wraith, is trying to fix everything. Okay? So yeah, Andrew, the angry spirit, has probably for years, I don't know, it's not confirmed, has been infecting animatronics and making them kill people. Okay? There you go. So some of the Plush Trap Chaser's one of them. We know Plush Trap Chaser was influenced by Andrew because Stitch Wraith goes and collects the parts. So, you know, that's one of them. Don't really know about the others, I don't think. But, you know, I'm pretty sure Stitch Wraith is going around collecting the parts for all of them, like the Ella doll and etc. So there you go, guys. Really cool, right? And we will get some backstory on Jake and Andrew, I'm pretty sure. Most importantly, Andrew. We need to know who killed Andrew, what was going on, stuff like that. Okay, and that's all I've got to say. There's your twist, guys. Stitch Wraith is a good guy. And the angry spirit is inside Stitch Wraith now because of Dr. Phineas. Okay, Dr. Phineas got the agony from Fetch and other objects and put them into the endoskeleton. And Jake is the main one from the head, can see everything, and Andrew's in the heart, okay? So it seems like Jake's spirit was attached to the doll head, and Jake's, you know, Stitch Wraith's heart. And there were other objects as well. So I don't think, it might be another spirit, or it's just agony in a nutshell. Agony is causing them to kill people. And the power of agony is killing people and stuff. We'll have to wait and see. I know it was a long one, guys, but yeah, coming home, very, very deep, and the Stitch Wraith story was deep as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Let me know what you guys thought. Your theories in the comment section, please. Take care. Lots of love. It was a long one. I'm very tired now. Lots of love, and I'll see you all next time.